Hello, my name is Kainson Mononye, the application developer, and in this video I'm going to explain the three main software design strategies in use today. So, what do we mean when we say software design strategy? What it means is that before you implement a piece of software application in your organization, in your firm, or wherever you want to use an application to perform a routine or some operations, you must have a particular strategy that is clear in your mind. And that is why today I don't subscribe to the mistake of just picking up application online and maybe downloading an application and just install it there in your server, your system, and start using it. You must have a clear strategy on what you want to do. So, what are these strategies? Today we are going to look at three strategies that has been used today. One of them is adopt, two, adapt, and three, invent. I want to repeat. The first one is adopt, adapt, and invent. So what are these three? I'm going to take some time, a short time, to explain each of them and what you are going to consider when you want to choose a design strategy. So let's go to the first one. The first one, adopt. Well, adopt means to just get something as it is and make it your own and start using it. Just like you have people adopt children, not their own, but it becomes part of them somehow. So the same way with application development, there are applications out there that you can adopt. Of course, you have to pay. You have to buy these applications, implement them in your system. Some applications you pay every year, a yearly license. Some applications you just buy it off the shelf and install it in your organization server or wherever and start using it. So in this way, you don't have any modification to make in this application. You just use it exactly as the designers, whoever the designers are, you just start using this application. So in this, if you do this, you just buy an off-the-shelf application and start using it. That is called adapt. You use the adapt strategy. Sorry, adopt. Let's not mix up. So you're adopting this application, no modification at all, and you start using it. Of course, this is what happens when you install a standalone application, AutoCAD, or what have you. So the next strategy I want to explain is the adapt. Of course, adaptation, everybody knows what it means. You adapt, you get something, you modify it to suit what you want to use it for, and then you start using it. Of course, this is also very important because today there is this concept of rapid application customization, whereby the world of application development is moving to open source now. So you have these open source application, open source design tools. They put some application together, and then for you to use it, of course, the public license allows you to make modification and then also use it. So this is adapt. When you get an application out there, most part of it has been used, has been developed. And then you just have to make some modifications and start using it. So that is adapt. And then the last one is to invent. Of course, the name gives it away. You invent, you invent, develop something from the scratch. So you follow the procedure to develop an application, the software development cycle, right from the initiate what you want to use this application for, define the requirements of this application, go ahead to look at the feasibility, and then spend time developing this application, testing this application, and implementing this application in your system, and then reviewing the performance of this application until it becomes stable. You've invented. So these are the three design strategies in use today. Now, what do you consider when you want to choose a software development strategy? Well, when it comes to cost effectiveness, let's look at cost first, because I think that is what the one important factor when it comes to organizations' functionality. They always want to look at the cost. I'm not saying that cost is the most important thing that you consider when you want to implement an application in your system, but just say I want to start with cost. Now, if cost is a very serious thing you want to consider, then most likely you might not have to go to the test strategy that is invent, because for you to invent, it means you have to take the time, pass through the process, get the requirements, and then implement, develop, implement, review, and all these procedures takes time and takes cost. So if cost is very important, you may not go to that then. You may think of one looking out for what is out there. There has been an application out there that fits your needs. It may just be the most cost-effective thing to just buy it and use. Now, next, we also want to look at the time. Now, the time, if you have an application or some particular task you want to carry out in a very short time or within a very short time frame, of course you are not going to also adapt, but you may think of adopting too. So between adopt and adapt, that's also a strategy. Now there are some important factors to consider. Now we have the legal factor, and we also have the practical factor. Now, when it comes to legal, some applications doesn't allow you to adapt. You just have to buy and use. So for applications like that, if you have the cost is within your budget, and of course you are not allowed to make any modifications, then you may just have to adopt it. But now, when will you have to invent? Yes, sometimes it might be necessary to invent, and this is comes in when you have one time frame, two, you have operations that are revolutionary. Maybe next year you have this operation is going to be carried out in a particular way. Next 2 years they are going to be carried out in a different way. In this way, you might just have the option of inventing, develop this application once and for all, and then you customize to your taste without having to pay anything each time you want to make it suit the particular task operations you want to carry out in your base. So I want to review again the software design strategies. One, adopt, just buy off-the-shelf an application, install in your system or your organization server and start using it. Second, you adapt, you pick up an application that has been developed but not to meet your needs. Then you spend some time to customize, to make some modifications in this application and continue using it. And finally, you invent, and that is you develop this application right from the scratch to the finish and then start using it. I hope this has been informative for you. Please don't forget down there, subscribe to my channel, like my video, share with your friends, and then in the next video I'm going to explain software development life cycle. Again, my name is Kainton Munonye, and I'd like to thank you for viewing.